Nate Diaz and Khamzat Chimaev didn't end up fighting, but both men ended their nights in the best way possible at UFC 279. MMA Fighting's Mike Heck, Jose Youngs, Alexander K. Lee and Jed Meshew react to Diaz's fourth-round submission of Tony Ferguson in the main event of Saturday's T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas and why, if it was his final UFC fight, he came out to the highest notes. In addition, the panel discusses Chimaev's complete destruction of Kevin Holland and whether or not his future could still be at welterweight, Daniel Rodriguez's split win over Li Jingliang, Macy Chiasson's unique finish of Irene Aldana, Chris Barnett's incredible win and much more. Watch the UFC 279 post-fight show above, or you can stream the audio-only version of the show below and on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher and wherever else you get your pods. Diaz slaps, but from Ferguson. There is no feeling process. The action settles down and Diaz seems happy to let the smaller Ferguson advance. Blood was pouring from a cut on Ferguson's left leg after a controlled kick. Ferguson mimics Diaz's hip and starts laughing. Ferguson some leg kicks. Right hand to the body for Ferguson. Diaz is there with a clean left hand to the face and Ferguson is painting him for it. Diaz with a good counter as Ferguson advances. Ferguson leads with an elbow but Diaz reads it and hits Ferguson with a combination. Ferguson fired back with a powerful body kick. Diaz finds range and lands a few shots. Ferguson's spin attack isn't close. Diaz ends round 1 with a short combo. MMA Fighting scores 10-9, Diaz. Second round. Diaz with a sweet setup to land a hard outside leg kick. Ferguson slipped a right hand through Diaz's defense. Diaz chases him and Ferguson stabs him. Diaz stabbed it with confidence. Ferguson resists the combination. Ferguson looks relaxed now and the right hand lands again. Diaz with a straight left. Ferguson catches the leg and scores with a right. As Diaz steps forward, he lands an inside leg kick. Diaz goes hunting now. A cut over Ferguson's right eye is giving him problems. With 90 seconds left, Diaz starts to turn it back on. Overhand left from Diaz. Diaz scores with a combination. Ferguson looks to stay in the pocket but Diaz circles and uses his reach. Third round. Ferguson tries to back Diaz up with kicks, but Diaz keeps leaning forward looking for punches. Hard inside leg kick gets a reaction from Diaz. He circles away and Ferguson just stands in the middle of the octagon pointing to an imaginary watch. He fell on his back and taunted Diaz. Goddard motions for Diaz to return to the center and continue the fight. A hard exchange between the fighters as the action continues, then Diaz hits Ferguson with a loud leg kick. Diaz smiles and takes a breath against the cage. This got really bizarre, really fast. More leg kicks from Ferguson. Diaz takes a casual approach to it, to say the least. Diaz attacks with punches. Ferguson evasive. Diaz turns his back on Ferguson and starts yelling at someone at the cage. Diaz does a good job of taking it seriously. Now it's Ferguson on the back foot. Diaz does damage with body kicks. He bends down and invites Ferguson to attack him. Ferguson didn't look as relaxed as he did a few minutes ago. Ferguson lands a jab. Diaz throws to the head and this is another strong finish to the round for him, albeit an incredibly odd one. Fourth round. Ferguson kicks back to the body. He dives into an ankle lock and Diaz gets out of it. Front kicks to the body by Diaz. Ferguson has success with a jab and follows up with an inside leg kick. Ferguson's shovel shot landed before he circled. Slow start to this round for Diaz, will he turn it around late as usual? Right on cue, Diaz connects with a hard shot and Ferguson has to back off. Diaz lands some punches. Ferguson is just fighting to stay out of the cage. He slaps Diaz with a left hook to the body. Diaz punched Ferguson to the body and then went back to the head. Takedown by Ferguson but falls right into a guillotine. Diaz sinks it,